Hi, and welcome to In Brandon. Today we're on location down at Ag Days, and we're at the Stars Air Ambulance booth, and we're here talking with a couple of members from Stars. So I'll just get them to introduce themselves and a little bit of background on what they do.
Hi, I'm Rob Kumpice. I'm with Stars Air Ambulance now for almost 2.5 years. I'm a pilot, aircraft captain, and fly out of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Great.
And Troy Pauls, flight paramedic, community education lead for Stars, and I've been with Stars Air Ambulance since they came to Manitoba in 2011.
Excellent. So how did Stars itself get started?
Stars started in Calgary, Alberta in 1985. The founder, Dr. Greg Powell, was an emergency physician at the Foothills Hospital, and at the time he noticed that he had patients coming in that he figured if he had gotten access to those patients sooner, these patients coming from rural areas, he probably, the outcome would have been a lot better. So based on his experience, having worked in Vietnam at the time and seeing what helicopter EMS or helicopters could do to bring patients in to a tertiary care center, he founded or initiated the STARS program.
Right. So, and how did it get started in Manitoba? How did it come to Manitoba?
So STARS grew in Alberta from Calgary, then Edmonton, then Grand Prairie, and then in 2009 and 2011, STARS was contracted by the provincial government to help out with the Manitoba floods at the time. And after the flooding after that ended, a permanent contract with STARS was put together in 2012.
Right. So, Troy, what services does STARS provide?
So Stars responds, last year we responded to 609 calls, about an equal balance of interfacility calls from rural hospitals into Winnipeg, or scene calls where we'll respond directly to somebody's residence or, forested area or field, wherever they happen to be at their time of their injuries.
Right. So what procedures go on? What has to happen for STARS to get dispatched?
So somebody calls 911, and that call in rural Manitoba is transferred to the Manitoba Transportation Coordination Center in Brandon. A dispatcher there will sort of triage the call and extract enough information from the caller to get information to send the right resources to the call, and that could be, it could be police, could be fire, could be ambulance, could be us, it could be all of the above. And from there, we're dispatched. If it's criteria that'll launch the helicopter, we're airborne in about 8 minutes from the time that we receive the call, and we're heading towards the coordinates that they give to Rob when he's flying the helicopter.
So when you're dispatched and you're flying out of you're dispatched out of Winnipeg, the farthest place where you go, how long would it take you to get there?
We've had flights in and around, the longest one's probably close to 600 kilometers, I believe. Swan River is probably one of our furthest. Pungassi, Barons River, Bloodvein.
Yeah, so it's quite a distance that you can actually get out of there.
Yeah.
So what type of crew, assuming since you're the captain of the aircraft, you're kind of in charge of the aircraft, sure. What crew do you have on board?
So STARS missions are always crewed by a minimum of 4, 2 pilots up front and in the back, a flight paramedic and a flight nurse. We can also carry a transport physician as well. And in fact, all of our missions are sort of backstopped or quarterbacked by a transport physician. So if we're going, for example, to the scene of an accident along the highway, normally it'll just be the 2 pilots, a paramedic and a nurse. But if we're going to an interfacility transfer where for whatever reason, the care of that patient we deem is that our transport physician deems that it's necessary for he or she to come along, then they'll come along as well. So 4 to 5 is usually 4 people, and sometimes 5 people as our crew. Up front, we always carry 2 pilots, as I said. The aircraft is certified for flying in instrument and visual conditions, and all the pilots are qualified to fly under instrument conditions as well. And as well, at nighttime, we always do our operational flying with night vision goggles, which increases our capability and our safety factor quite a bit.
Right, and how many patients are you equipped to transport?
Normally, we'll carry one critical patient. We could, if the need arises, carry two patients at the same time. I think, though, we've only done that once that I know of in the Manitoba operation since we've started up, but we can carry two patients if necessary.
And is it just the one helicopter you have?
We have one helicopter, although the organization itself has 8 of these types of helicopters that we fly in Manitoba, and so if our helicopter, for whatever reason, becomes unserviceable for any significant length of time, like over a day or something, we'll fly in another helicopter from a spare helicopter to backstop ours.
Excellent. So is there anything else that you guys would like to get out?
Well, I think we'd like to thank all the folks that have come out to support us at Ag Days. There's been lots of people to come out and supported us through donations, and we'd like to thank MacDon for setting up this amazing booth and putting us in such a great location at Ag Days. We've had fantastic traffic and met several patients that I've flown over the last couple of years, so it's always great to see positive outcomes and see them, after seeing them on their worst day, to then see them a couple of years later walking in and talking. It's pretty great to see. So, special thanks to them, because without support and without patients, well, we wouldn't be here.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck.